You find yourself in life unequipped with the right skills in an area, or you just don't have the confidence. Well, today I want to talk about skill building and what that has to do with mental health and emotional health. So, welcome to the Men's Mental Health podcast today. I was thinking about this. I'm a bit of a thinker. I'm quite an analyzer, but I've also in the last year or so been very much working on being in the being. So I'm not planning so much in the future. Now, that is a very useful thing to do in some cases, like in project management, in sales, in business. You do need to plan for the future, of course. You need to analyze data. That is something you can't just not do. In fact, I had a friend who was so in the being, in the moment, but he would like screw himself over because he just wouldn't think about the future and finances and things like that. So there's like a balance. It's not a 50-50 balance, but I do believe that I've been really making more intention to be more present. This is really important, especially in sales, because you really want to be present and listening to someone. And it's really enjoyable when you can be present as well with anyone in life. But yeah, I want to talk about the skill building and it kind of linked to what I just said. Like, I believe anyone, if they have the intention, can build the skill of listening. I don't think a lot of people have the skill of true, deep, active listening. I believe it's a skill we can all build, though. I'm not saying you have to, but maybe there's something in life you're wanting and you're not getting towards it, you feel stuck. But maybe there's something that just keeps dragging you down. Well, I'm going to share perspective on this. I think people can build up a skill of watching Netflix. All right, I'm going to use some crazy examples, but that's me. People can use up the skill of watching Netflix, right? Some people are very, very skilled at sitting and watching Netflix all day. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way, right? If that's what you want, if your goal is to be very good at watching Netflix. Now, I watch it time to time and I try and watch high frequent music, and it's no judgment, right? Some people are very skilled at eating bad food and putting on weight. Some people are very skilled at eating bad food. Now, you're thinking, Johnny, you're crazy, right? Why don't you want to be skilled? Well, when we become aware, that's what's really helps. Some people are very skilled, a lot of people are very skilled, having coached a lot of people on this and working through it myself. Some people are very, very skilled at talking terribly to themselves. Some people just are like really, really skilled at talking badly to themselves, and as a result, they don't feel very good. But what does that mean, right? Now, I just said three things that consciously, as a human being, I don't think anyone would be like, I want to get really good at those things, right? Now, Netflix, you might want to watch it from time to time, right? Or bad food, like you might want to treat yourself from time to time. Absolutely great, right? And you're never going to have 100% positive thoughts all the time, right? But you would be like, generally, if you want to move forward in life, like, why would you want to be really skilled at any of those things, right? That's what most people probably say consciously, right? But we're so unaware of what we're doing, what skills we're building, I believe. But for me, when I've become intentional about the skill I'm building, so thinking good about myself, building certainty, building public speaking skills, I'm not the best in the world, but I've certainly built it over the years. I used to be terrified of speaking in front of people. Going on camera, that had been terrifying to me years ago, right? But I built the skill by doing it again and again. So this is just a perspective shift that I found really useful. Like speaking to people, people have it in their head like they just can't. I'm shy, I can't speak to people, but underneath they really want to be, but they make it their identity. They're like, I'm not good with people. Like, I believe anyone can build the skill. Maybe you don't have to be that super extroverted person who bounces, but you can certainly build up skills of like speaking to people. In fact, like I have a friend who I haven't spoken to for a while actually, but he was helping like introverted people build up social skills, and he was brilliant. It was like one of the most interesting people I ever spoke to, and like he would just like stand there, ask people questions, and they'd be like, "This guy's awesome," all right? I think he would be a really good salesperson, but he wanted to be a coach, and that's where the two could overlap quite a lot. Well, for me, I've had to kind of tame it down a bit and kind of just be more interested, more intrigued with people over the years, which is really cool when you get to learn a lot about people and help them. But yeah, like think about in your life, like what are the things you're getting very good at, like you're building the skill at, and are they the things you want to? Maybe you're very good at looking at social media a lot, but do you want to do that? Or would you like to build up the skill instead of going out and speaking to people and just start small, right? Maybe you got that skill of speaking negatively to you. So you make the intention to build the skill of speaking positively to you. This is just my own perspective that I've shared that have really, really helped me, right? And the thing is, when okay, there's two parts. There's obviously getting rid of the negative stuff, but then there's also building the positive stuff. Now, getting rid of the negative stuff, you need mechanisms in place. I found one of the most effective thing is having an accountability partner. Like I have one, and I'm like, right, I'm not doing that, that, and that, and that's my mechanism for cutting things out. And it can be tough. Don't try and quit too many things at once. So, for example, cutting out when I've cut out alcohol from my life, been months, months without it. Currently, when I've cut out things like looking at things on social media, like I've limited myself on that, and many other things in my life. I've had to have a mechanism in place because pure willpower, like I'm not going to do this, is not going to last unless you got accountability, unless you got things from stopping you. It's really hard. Read the book Willpower Doesn't Work by Benjamin Hardy. That will really explain that to you as well, because willpower doesn't work. It's like, I had a mentor explain it really well. He said, I can have all the willpower in the world to like hang on to this ledge, but if you come back in a week, I'm not going to be there. Right? I think that's really, really true. It's just not going to last. But when you're adding in new skills, here's the challenge. Our mind can come up with lots of crap. And as a person in sales, I hear all kinds of crap and excuses. And it's out of love that I have to challenge that. If it's not right for the individual, fine. No problem at all. But it's like people are like, oh yeah, I really, really want to do that. Oh yeah, well, I'm really busy right now. Oh yeah, I don't quite think I've got the money. Oh yeah, I just got to think of it's like when people start moving towards what they want, the brain gets scared. It gets like the mind is there to protect you. It's like, I'm scared, so I'm not going to move forward. And when we start a skill, sometimes it's like, this isn't working as quickly as I wanted to. Well, it's a skill, you got to build it up. And then the mind's like, maybe it's not for me, maybe this isn't right. And actually sticking with it and then breaking through that barrier is the strongest thing you can do. So if you're at the beginning of something, just building that consistency and again, having a mechanism in place, being accountable can really, really help. So if it's like positive talk, scheduling 3 times a day, like I do, speaking into the mirror, look at yourself and saying the things you believe. And I say it with my hand on my heart and breathe it in. And that has helped me significantly over the last few months. From going from one of the darkest places to like really feeling alive and excited again. Sometimes life brings us tests and we get a real opportunity to use our tools. And I certainly have. Had that opportunity. Doesn't mean there's not going to be challenges in life that's going to allow me to build more character again, but this is what's really worked for me, like scheduling in things intentionally to really help me and build up the skill of speaking positively to myself. And whether you're in a good place or you're a bad place, I believe building the skill of talking positively to you is really essential, because when the tough challenges come in, it's going to be a lot better to work through it. If you're constantly talking negatively to yourself when something comes in that's tough to deal with or a challenge to deal with, it's going to be really, really hard. So this is the mistake I see people make as well with positive self, doing this stuff to feel good about themselves, is they start doing it when they're in the worst place of their life, like a really dark place. No, you want to start it however you're feeling. If you're feeling electric, keep doing that stuff, like doing the positive self-talk, the journaling, whatever it is for you, right? If you're feeling fairly neutral, keep doing the same thing. If you're feeling negative, keep doing the same thing, plus maybe a bit more, because you really probably need it a bit more. But it's like, it's a skill. But anything in life, I believe, is a skill. But we focus on the wrong skills a lot of the time. So being conscious about what you're building up. Are you talking negative to yourself? Are you shoving in bad food? and what is it you want, and actually putting a mechanism in place, and be very conscious when the mind comes in and starts going, this isn't for me, it's not the right time, because that's your mind trying to keep you safe. If you really want to know if something's right for you, now it can be the case something's not right for you, just find some time in silence and connect your heart. Breathe into your heart and say, guide me to whether this is right or not, because the heart knows. I've just finished, well, I'm going through a massive process with Danny Morel, one of my favorite mentors and teachers. Brilliant guy. Brilliant in helping you with your health, your relationships, your finances, all sorts. But he's all about coming back to you and your heart. Your heart knows, right? The mind will come in with things like, this isn't for me, when actually it is. This isn't the right time, when actually it is. I don't have the money, when actually you could be resourceful and find it. Now, obviously, if someone offers you $1 million thing like the next day and you don't have $1 million, you're like on 10,000. Obviously, that is, yeah, you don't have the money in that case, but often people do. Like, trust me, when you want to make something happen. Like, if someone you loved, this is going on a bit of a tangent, but if someone you love was in hospital and you were asked for $20,000 or £20,000 to save their life, you would find that money. But we don't do that for ourselves. I'm not saying it's as extreme, but that's an example that often made me think differently. Like, if I wanted something enough for myself to make a change, I would find a way. But we don't build that skill, that positive talk, that self-love enough. So that's what I wanted to share today. Bit of a longer one, but felt really cool to share. My message is, I'm not saying what the right skills are, what the wrong things are for you. I'm not knocking that Netflix is bad because I watch it. I'm not knocking that eating bad food is bad because I have it from time to time. But I'm not saying that using social media is bad because I do use it. I have to use it to share some of my story, right? And I like connecting people to a degree on it. But it's, being conscious about what are the skills, or you can call them habits, that you're doing regularly. Are they serving you? And what are the ones you want to develop? And when you start doing the ones you want to develop, don't allow your mind, be very aware of what your mind's trying to do when it's trying to talk you out of something. The best way to deal with it is actually getting a coach. Get a coach, because a decent coach is going to call you out on any of the BS the mind's coming out with when you're saying things like, I'm not ready, all that kind of thing. So this is a bit of tough love, but it's also something that's really helped me. So I'll speak to you soon, and remember to lead with your heart and not with fear.